What's up, guys? I am Matt, this is Hidden Light, and we got some old news to talk about today, along with a very exciting lab time segment. But let's just leave that for later. We'll start with the news, right? It's been a little while since we talked about the news, and a lot of cool things have been going on. So, last time we talked, there were new film stocks coming into the world. So exciting. Not only are they coming into the world, but they're doing it fast. I already have the Kodak Gold in 120 that I ordered like the day that stuff came out. I've got it. It's here. I already sold out. Well, we've got a couple rolls left. By the time this video goes live, we'll probably be sold out again. I ordered a boatload more, but with Kodak's production schedule, you never know when you're going to get stuff. So I ordered a bunch. We'll see when it shows up. But Cinestill has also come out with a new film, 400 Dynamic, which not only did they reach their goals, but they reached their extra stretch goals, and now because they know that we're good for it, they keep adding more. So I love the purple branding, by the way, that these guys have put together. Super cool. I have seen now, as well as you probably have on the Instagrams and the YouTubes, plenty of sample images from the beta version of this film stock, which could possibly change, but is going to look mostly the same. It looks really good. This is like a clean, normal 400 speed, not crazy grainy. It's just clean as hell. And so here's the Cinestill whatever. And so they got their 35 millimeter, they got 120. They made it all the way to 4x5, which is crazy. New 4x5 film stocks is unheard of. Nobody does that. And now they're almost all the way to making these in 220, which, if you're a medium format shooter, 220 is the answer, because you get a proper number of frames per roll. And God, it's close to the same price as 120 in some cases. There aren't a lot of 220s that are still made, but yeah, it's the best, especially if you're one of those panoramic types. You're shooting a 617, loading that with a roll of 120, I think you get 4 frames. So 220 and getting 8 frames is way better. So yeah, 220, super cool. I am going to back this. I've been waiting to get some money in, and we found a little bit of money, so I'm going to back this, and we're going to get some 400D, which is 400 dynamic, not 400 daylight, like you kind of expect it to be. Anyway, super exciting, good for Cinestill. I actually got to meet several of the people who work for Cinestill at the Joshua Tree Beers and Cameras and the Darkroom Lab meetup that I went to. There's a link over here somewhere. Super cool crew. They're actually based in California. I don't know why I assumed they were based in New York, but they're in California. I got to meet a bunch of them, hang out with them. It was super cool. Love those guys. I'm really looking forward to also additional meetups at some point in the future, because God, it was fun. I like hanging out with photo nerds. We're going to do our own photo walk in and or around Flagstaff. I don't know when. Once it stops being so windy and cold. We had a couple of days of just gross, ugly weather. So we'll get there. Summertime. Spring, summer. It was barely even a burp. What's the point? Moving on. So we go from positive, happy goodness with Kodak and Cinestill to Fujifilm, where I've been told repeatedly now that Fujicolor 200, which is replacing C200, is Kodak Gold in new packaging. I've yet to see the thing that I want to see to prove this, aside from the graphs that they show here, which is okay, yes, we've got a new box and new branding, great. And they show the spectral sensitivity curves, which is yeah, okay, that's obviously the same thing. What I want to see is the film base, right? If you look at the color of the base on Kodak Gold, it's a nearly opaque orange. It's kind of hideous. And if you look at the film base on the old C200, it's like many Fuji films, essentially clear. Like it's a beautiful, clear base that they put the emulsion on. Ooh. Hold on, pause. I gotta take this call real quick. Where's my phone? Oh my God. Jet!
A few moments later.
Excellent. Sorry. Thank you. Had a phone call I had to take, and it was somewhere else. Anyway, where were we? Oh, Fuji. Film bases. I haven't seen this yet. I ordered a bunch of it. I'm excited to see what this is. This looks like definitive proof that Fujifilm 200 is now Kodak Gold 200. But I want to see it for myself. And then when I do see it, when my order eventually comes in, we will do a comparison between the old C200, Kodak Gold, and the new Fujifilm C200. What are they calling it? Fujicolor 200. There you go. There's a typo here on Petapixel's website too. Release is spelled like that, but differently. Anyway, curious to see about this. I've been told that in no uncertain terms, it is definitely a thing, and that's the way the world is now. But considering how much difficulty Kodak has staying on top of their production, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay, so speaking of Fujifilm, yes, Google Translate. Give me that page in English. Thank you. My Japanese is non-existent. This came out a little while ago. Fujifilm is going to be raising their prices a lot. So, film prices probably going to go up, although I'm not sure if they've hit yet. Because I just placed a Fujifilm order, and I think I got in on the old pricing. Paper, photochemicals for processing. So you may see, if you're using a modern day lab, a lot of us use Fujifilm chemistry for the Noritsu series of mini labs. So that may start costing more because it's unlikely that labs are going to just eat that, given how much chemistry we go through. Yeah, so just something to, keep in mind. Fujifilm is apparently struggling with their priorities, and they've decided that film and the photo industry in general, is a lower priority now. And so sucks to be us. Also, additionally, slide films are going to be harder to find because they can't apparently make them. Now, some of these slide films are illegal now. The forbidden film, right? But yeah, we'll see. I haven't seen a lot of people shooting slide. It's expensive to start with. But for those of you who are super into transparency film, I mean, Fuji's basically the place to do, the company that makes that. E100 is fine when you can get it. But Fuji's kind of been the people who do it, and apparently that's going to be harder to get. So, yeah. Oh, film. What do you do, Thank goodness for people like Cinestill. So, yeah. Here's something interesting. This is fun. So, Kodak Gold, right? We've seen it, 120, whatever. This guy went ahead and shot this 200 speed film with a 3-stop, 200 to 400, 400 to 800, 800 to 1600, 3-stop push on his boat anchor of a Mamiya. It looks really clean. Like, you can see there the color shift where when you push film, sometimes weird things happen, and we've talked about this in the past. It could be the scanner making strange decisions, or it could be probably that there's an actual color shift that's going on there, but honestly, it looks fine. It looks pretty clean. Like you can buy this relatively inexpensive consumer grade 120 film and just go nuts. Like it's gonna be great. Don't have to worry about it. Let's see, show me more of this footage. Push it, pull it, screw around with it because it's gonna look really good. Ooh, that pushed at sunset looks really good. That was really warm, orange. It's almost got like a slide film sort of feeling. Look at that. It's like you put a big ass warming filter on it. So if you're down for your film to get warmer as you push it, heck yeah. Super cool. I love when people do what a lot of photographers consider to be sort of heinous things to their film. Like a 3-stop push is kind of far, but it looks really good. It's not getting crunchy. It's just getting warm is basically what that push looks like to me, especially in this very warm light, right? Pressing play is hard. Oh man, these look really cool. So yeah, if you can get your paws on some, do it. Super into that. Okay, very different experience here. This is a video that Lena did, and I like the video, and I like what she does, so I'm going to go ahead and click subscribe, because that's what you do when you like videos. So she's out in the middle of Pennsylvania interviewing Paula Shamlee, who has this incredible studio, and her and her husband, I guess, their whole thing is contact prints from large format and then ultra large format. Like this image here is a contact print. Cancel. Play. This whole like stack of images that she's showing here are all a bunch of 8x20 contact prints, which I love the panoramic format, but man, making these would have been a bear. But anyway, so it's like an interview, and they tour their home and their studio production space and show off a bunch of really cool photography. And I don't know, I just enjoyed it. Not all of YouTube and photography stuff has to be, this is how you do the thing, or here's the top 5 tips to avoid the mistakes you're making today. Clickbaity trash on the internet, right? Sometimes you can just get a cool tour through this photographer's incredible space, see some of their work, hear the interview. I don't know, it's just cool. And it's a welcome change of pace from what so much content on the YouTubes is. So recommend this. The links to all of these places, things, whatever I'm talking about, are in the link place down below where descriptions go. Anyway, super cool. Lots of words, lots of interviews, lots of like cool little B-roll from inside their studio. All kinds of crazy stuff. Super love that. And then and apparently she also does painting, which is great. Our friend Bad Flashes, who, Caleb, I don't have any idea how you're that high energy and running like so fast. Like I'm not, you're like the exact, Caleb, Bad Flashes, is like the exact opposite of Ben Horn, who's like the super zen chill dude. Caleb is like getting after it, and he's not slowing down, and you're gonna fucking keep up. So I can't even talk as fast as Caleb talks. But he starts this video on the throne, if you will, and is putting together a darkroom in his bathroom, and he's showing us what goes into it, all the stuff that he has, the sort of crazy setup that he puts together. What this video basically says to me and shows me is that you don't need a lot to take your 35mm or 120 negatives, set up a baby little darkroom in your house, and just get after it. Like, experiment, try, In some ways, it's easier than having an inkjet printer, because the ink, the clogs and the software and the computers and stuff. In some ways, it's a lot harder because you have to be in a dark room and you have to have a safe light and all this other equipment. But Caleb has been here and we're working on getting him back to do a print series or a print session or something with us in platinum and or silver, working from his negatives. So I think that'll be really fun. We don't know when that's going to happen, but we'll get there. Highly recommend his video showing his awesome bathroom darkroom. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of darkrooms, I had a blast very recently making a 40 by 60 inch platinum palladium print for Tyler Shields in my lab. And let's go do that. Check it out. Today we're doing something a little different. You are going to join me for the process of making a 40 by 60 platinum palladium print. Today we're printing for Tyler Shields, and we've got a really cool image. I'm not going to show it to you yet. You have to wait and continue watching the video to see what it looks like. But we're going to go through the process today. The negative is finished, which all you have to do is like watch it come out of the printer. So that's not very interesting. But we're going to mark up the paper. We're going to coat it with the emulsion that we're going to mix. And then you just kind of get to follow us through the whole process. Rather than doing just a smattering of B-roll, I'm going to try and slow down a little bit so that you can sort of join us and follow along and whatever. So I've got here my oversized sheet of paper. It has been in 40 to 50% humidity overnight, which is super crucial for these really big prints. I need them to have a good amount of humidity in them so that they absorb the emulsion basically at a constant rate. So I've got this squared away on my very complicated cardboard backer setup here. We'll warm up the bulbs here for 5 minutes, and then after that we can start mixing our emulsion, which is going to be, I think we do 20% platinum, 80% palladium mix for these images. So we'll get that sort of going, and then we'll be able to get this in the UV exposure box. But first, warm up the bulbs. So make sure everything's on, get the bulbs kind of warming up, getting going for the day, and we'll mix the emulsion in a minute. Excuse me, 2 inches top and bottom. Stay. Not gonna stay. I'm so graceful. 6. Okay, bulbs are nice and warmed up, and it's time to mix our emulsion. Now, 40 by 60 is a lot, and I tend to over-mix my emulsion so that if for whatever reason, and if I need to do like a partial recoat or continue the coat or overcoat, I have that ability without having to stop everything and remix. So, we're going to do 50 milliliter emulsion, which is going to be lovely and take approximately forever. So yeah, rock and roll. 30. Let's do a couple of hydrogen peroxide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now's the scary part. Coating this monstrosity. I have my very wet brush, my very large, whatever this is, 6 inches plus brush, which makes everything so much easier. And then what I'm actually going to do is pour my emulsion into a tray so that I can dip the brush and coat. I don't usually do this, but when they're this big, I don't have a long enough wingspan to reach the edge of them and still clear the table. And I don't like leaning over stuff like that, so it's easier for me to coat it vertical like this. So I will transfer my emulsion here to my tray. Beautiful. That's expensive. And to get my groove on, get into the mood. I'm gonna put on some music because this is expensive and I don't want to screw it up. So you'll have to forgive my music that we are going to cut out of this because of copyright problems. Look at that. That was good. Now we turn off the lights and get out of here so that it can dry in the dark for a while. Let's get schmutz on it. Too much scrub, I guess. Tyler Shields, what's going on?
You coming at me with the insults this early in the morning?
I mean, I'm not trying to insult you quite yet.
Shit.
Was it 8x10?
It's 8 by yeah. Does it not look good?
Okay. Well, no, I was just basing it on the size of the hairs in the scan.
Interesting.
But I'm doing a little lab time video, and I just wanted to know what you shot it on so that I can explain it.
Amazing.
And not do it wrong.
8 by 10 Cinar.
Ooh, very nice. This might be the first time I've ever taped this paper to anything. Lift it, separate. It's okay.
Stupid wire. Just gonna like.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch hands.
Yeah.
And relocate. Good. Yeet. And we'll come my way a wee bit. Kind of ballpark line it up.
Yeah.
Ballpark center this. We got plenty overcoat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's pretty
Let's
close.
try it. We'll just keep it in the air as long as we dare.
Yeah.
You got nice big arms. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, plenty of room. You have to have a completely dry sink tray thing to lay the print in, because if it touches water before it gets developed, the world ends and you ruin the print. So I gotta dry out the newly cleaned sink so that I can lay the print in it and then we can develop it. Time for chemistry. I keep several gallons of this developer on hand in smaller containers so that I can mix and match and use them for the small, regular size prints that we do all the time. But now I need to combine all of those developers into one larger container, which it'll end up having some new, some old, and that's just the way we do things. Unless there's a specific request for an all new developer, whatever. So, what we're gonna do now is hopefully not ruin my clothes too bad and mix. So, little baby itty bitty bit for splash. Okay, one more. And of course, most of these will get reused. That's a feature. Good. And then we'll flip it over so that we're facing the other way. Yep. Beautiful. It's upside down. Yes. Super skinny. I'm out of my way. Here we go. Good, back my way, scoosh, yes. Ready? Yeah. Do that. Good print. Look at that. We're gonna do it 1, 2, 3. Woo-wee!
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. This thing is great.
So, clearing baths. We, just like with the developer, we turn the entire sink into a tray by clogging the drains with the plumbing stuff. And that lets me either keep or hold, discard or reclaim my chemistry. So this is a clearing bath, pulling out all the unexposed nastiness. And we'll do 2 baths probably of around 15 minutes each. Make sure we get a nice good clear, and then a nice long wash, which will be 6 to 8 water changes over the course of about 90 minutes. I really don't want to under-clear this, and I don't want to under-wash it, so we go a little bit overkill, which doesn't hurt you. As long as you're not bleaching out the print, you're in a great place. My clearing baths are 10 gallons apiece, and we used about 4 gallons of developer. As far as how the sink is built, what I'm using to rotate it or agitate it is basically just a Home Depot like adjustable height bench that we took the bench off. And so the sink obviously isn't secured, and I can raise or lower one end of it as I see fit. And then when I get lazy, I'll switch to a power drill rather than this all afternoon. Final step, just doing the wash. And then we'll roll it up, take it outside, lay it out to dry, and then tomorrow we'll have a big, beautiful, flat, finished, dry print. So now just hang it out, wash it, like you do. Okay, don't hit the print on stuff. Right here now, here we come. You're on camera. Ready? Perfect. Okay, so 40 by 60 is amazing. So much fun. That print is about to be spotted, matted, framed, and then we're going to deliver it to the gallery where it's going to show. And we will try to include some footage. Well, we'll make some footage of that, and it will be included in a later video because that's going to happen way after this comes out. So, but super fun. Thanks to Tyler Shields for making it possible, because he's the guy who pushed me to, well, what if 40 by 60? Well, good job, Tyler. If you haven't subscribed to him, check him out. He makes cool videos. He's also pretty active on Instagram, so find him there. So time for some some FAQs, where I just kind of cruise around the Discord and the YouTube and answer questions that I find. So here we go. I wanted to see the post on the Discord, but I can't find a link anywhere. I just took care of that. Pretty much in every video you should find, or at least all of the new videos, you should find a link to the Discord. If for whatever reason you can't find one, go hunting around different videos until you find one. It's easy. Make sure you like and comment on every video to help YouTube know that I'm like, for real, you know, like we're here. Can't hurt. Ian says, love seeing the process collaboration with the photographer on our last video. Would love to come to Flagstaff. Ian, let's do it, man. Get your butt over here. Let's make some prints. It'll be fun. Nelson said he's been using the Darkroom, but he's going to send his next roll to us. That's awesome. We appreciate that. It's not better, it's different. or smaller. Might take a little bit longer sometimes, or might feel like it takes longer. The shipping isn't free. Like, there are differences, right? The Darkroom is great at what they do, and we love them, and they're super cool people. We love all labs. You know, I'm not the guy to shit on the other labs often. But yeah, we'd love to be given the opportunity to work on your film. Jordan says he wants to see our A7R4 scanning setup. That's easy. We can do that. We'll probably do that in a separate video. We did a video, I think, about what it looks like when we scan film and the stuff that we use to do that. Everything in that video, I'll see if we can put a card up here, is the same between our standard camera, which is right now an Olympus OMD something or another, and the Sony A7R4. All the equipment is the same except the camera and the lens. That's all that changes. The Sony A7R4, we have the 90mm macro, and obviously the camera body is like the real deal. But aside from that, everything else is the same. So you can watch that other video and then you'll know. Tim Anderson asks, is that a custom dark cloth from my photo moto adventure? It absolutely is a custom dark cloth. Okay, you can spend $75 on a 8x10 dark cloth, or for $4 you can go to your local thrift store and get blackout curtain fabric, and it will work. It will work. It does not work as well. It certainly doesn't look as classy, but it works just fine, you know? So that's all I need. I did see in the video, one of the videos we watched earlier, the one with the interview, she's got her dark cloth clamped to the top of her camera with like binder clips or some such looking thing. I'm going to try that next time I'm out there in the wind, rather than watching my dark cloth try to run away like that. So I'm learning, you know? I'm learning from these videos, hopefully at least as much as you are. Illumigraphic saw the $40 price tag on my meter, so almost all the gear I use, almost all of the time, is something that either is or will be for sale here in our little used camera area. So when I borrow a meter, it usually just has the price tag on it. I actually just took that price tag off because I've decided that I'm going to use the meter for the year and then we'll reevaluate it at the end of the year. But yeah, almost everything I use, most of the cameras you see me using around either have been or will be for sale. It's just like, if you own a camera store, why not? Might as well test things, gives us an excuse to shoot some film through some cameras and see how they work. So let's see. Terrence asks, is there an extra charge for a neutral platinum print since you're using more platinum in the mixture? Nope. Prices are the same all the way across the board. Doesn't matter what my chemistry mix is. So it's just going to be what it's going to be. You tell me how you want the print to look, and then I will change the chemistry mixture to fit. AO is sassing me again about my lack of PPE. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So my glasses are UV protective. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. Life's short, and then you die. Might as well enjoy it. Okay, that's all we got on YouTube. Let's see what there is in the Discord. Oh, AO also asked this question on the Discord, and I like this question. And so I ask it to you. What's more important to you as far as photography is concerned? The process or the end result? If you had to pick one, you know, do you want the process to be super fun and enjoyable and that's really what you're into and the result sort of doesn't matter? Or are you willing to slog through a painful process in order to get an end result that you like? The first thing that came to my mind actually when I saw this question in the general chat on the Discord was tattoos. Like, I hate the process of getting tattooed, but I love the end result that happens at the end of it. But my photography is the opposite of that. I really enjoy the process of photography and making something and being creative. And I don't really care about the result nearly as much for my own photography. Like, the result is going to be cool and probably look good pretty much no matter what. But the process is what's fun, interesting, and challenging to me. Yeah. This is one, though. It's a reasonable one. Looking to get your first contact print frame. Is it better to get a massive one so that you can sort of grow into your contact frame, or is it better to work with the size of frame that works best for the size of prints that you're making? I like to use a smaller frame to work on smaller prints. One, it's a lot less awkward. Like, if I'm making 8x10s in all the videos, you'll typically see me using an 11x14 contact frame, which is really easy to manhandle around and open and check stuff. If I'm making larger prints, it takes a lot more table space and suffering to use the much larger contact frame. Like, I have a 20x24 and it's brutally painful to use. So always recommend you use the right size contact frame for the print that you're making. Yeah, I know they're expensive. Contact frames are terrible. You don't have to use one. You can just figure out a way to apply pressure to a sheet of glass. It can be clamps, like those A clamps. It can be weight. It can be like basically anything. The goal is to get the paper in perfect contact with the negative that sits on top of it underneath a sheet of glass that will hold everything flat and then allow you to expose light to that sandwich. Contact frames are expensive. That's life. Go either way. But I like to use a small one when I'm working on small stuff, you know? That's how it goes. Photo challenges. Oh man, we have a photo challenge that's going to come due soon. We're going to have to look through all these submissions for that. If you haven't seen the photo challenges video, go find it. Go shoot a portrait, or 10, and join the Discord, and participate. We'd love to have you. Shit's cool. That's coming up soon, I think. I think we've still got like another week before I have to record the video for who wins that one. So that'll be fun. Man, you know, you guys don't ask a lot of questions, and that's okay. If you wanted to ask a question, you could. You could do it in Discord, or you could do it in a comment on a video, any video, and it shows up for me to look at and read, and then respond maybe, or maybe make a video about. Anyway, yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next one.